High Stakes takes back again on this Sunday, week 10. Let's go. Feeling good, feeling great. Last week, the craziest hitters. Let this beat rock a little and then we'll get into it. Hey. If you listened to the last episode on Sunday, you would already know, bruh, predicting that Bayern Munich score 2-1, granted it was a late goal, but plus 1,000 odds, crazy hitter. We hit the prop bet in the NFL, Devontae Freeman and Adam Thielen to score touchdowns. Thank you, Adam Thielen. Give it up for that man, late Tuddy, and Lisandro Trossard for Brighton. I don't think we dropped it on the pod, but seems like the first goal scorers that we do hit, seems like they're off the market, not on the pod. So maybe we'll bring them back, but plus 550 odds, crazy. 6 hitters last weekend again. Make sure you're liking, subscribing, tuning in, hitting that noti button so you already know when we're dropping all our latest episodes. And let's get into it. So the first lock, we got World Cup qualifiers. Got qualifiers over in Africa and the European qualifiers. Now, we're going to end it off with a little Brazil Serie A lock and NFL Week 10. Cam back. Let's go. Got my dog back. Let's get it. He already said, this ain't no Cinderella story. It's about winning football games. Let's go. Let's get it. Back. You already know he's up there too. 2 and number 2 signed Auburn jersey. Let's go. Got my dog back. Panthers fans. I know some of them might be like, I don't know about it, but bruh, you have a little over a year and a half to recover, get back to full health. He's gonna be back. He might even play in the game today. So we're gonna kick things off with World Cup qualifiers. We got over in Africa. We got at 11 o'clock Mali versus Uganda. Now Mali minus 110 favorite. Uganda plus 350. Last time I looked on it. Now, still the same odds except Uganda plus 375 now, shifted just a little bit. Over under was at 1.5, and that's granted. Now, the 3 only times these teams have played, it's been a draw. So for this one, I'm gonna rock with it again. You have each team have only given up 1 goal combined. Ooh, that hot chocolate. That shit's sitting. So each team over their 5 games, only 1 goal combined. Mali, 10 goals for, none given up so far. Uganda, only 3 goals for, 1 goal given up so far through 5 games. Uganda hasn't lost yet. They have 3 draws. I'm thinking Mali, they're gonna come out. They have some players that can attack. We'll go over and look at that quick. Lineups haven't dropped. They'll drop at 10 o'clock Eastern. But Mali in their last game, 3-0 victory after the red card early. They do got a couple sneaky players. Janepo, he solid. Traore, where does he play? Nah, it wasn't that one. Where they at though? On the wing, I think it's Adama. Traore, solid, plays for Sheriff Tiraspol. He's decent. Scored actually in the last 2 games for Tiraspol. So he's a solid player. I don't think they have enough to get it done and get the victory, even after coming off that 3-0 victory on the road versus Rwanda. But fuck. This one, I'm thinking they drew their 3 ever meetings. Only 1 goal given up in 10 total matches. I think it's going to be a draw in this one. First lock of the day for the High Stakes Takes podcast. Draw plus 200. Let's get it. The next one we got over in the Africa qualifiers. We got Senegal at home versus Congo. Senegal minus 400 favorites. Check on that. Still minus 400. Congo changed just a little bit, plus 1100 to now plus 1200. Senegal guaranteed to win at home. Last time they played, beat them on the road 3-1. Now, they're coming off a draw, which they had to get a late goal just to even get that draw. But Senegal, Sadio Mane, let's see quick. I don't know if Koulibaly played in that last one. Pretty sure he did. Yeah, he's right there. Come on. One of the best defenders in the world. Not better than Van Dijk, but one of the best. But Senegal locking defensively, score goals. If you look, their goal difference so far, Senegal scoring 13, only giving up 4. Congo only scoring 5, giving up 8. Bruh, come on, this is guaranteed. And Congo, no win so far, coming off a 1-1 draw versus Namibia. I'm thinking Senegal, coming off that draw, they're going to want to bounce back. Guaranteed lock Senegal, minus 400 on the money line. I think the 1.5 is a little sketchy. Let's see. It's a little sketchy. They did beat them by 2 goals in their last game. On the road, granted. So at home, they should dominate. Should play a similar lineup. Want to get that victory, even though pretty sure they've already qualified. Yeah, they've already advanced to the next World Cup qualifying round. So, depending if they start there, folks, make sure you lock them in. Well, actually, either way, I'm locking them in. Minus 400. And if they start all their players, minus 1.5. That's not a bad value either. What was that at? Minus 125? That's actually great value. So, if they start all their folks, I'm also going to lock in Senegal minus 1.5 to get the job done at home. Now, let's get it. Let's kick things over to Europe, where my first 2 locks. Now, what is each game? Still 0-0? Let's see. Oh, shit. Haha. Slovakia up 3-0. Let's go. Lock it in. Haha. Let's get it. Slovakia on the road versus Malta. You have Malta coming off that 7-1 loss. At home versus Croatia. Slovakia. Them boys out there turning up. 2 goals within the first 8 minutes. Then score another one 8 minutes later. Let's get it. So that's a guaranteed victory. Already hit the over 2.5 in that game, which was at plus 100 last time I checked this morning. Stayed away from the Croatia versus Russia game. That could go either way. Each team could lock in defensively. Croatia, obviously the best team, but I think it's going to be a sketchy game. Maybe 1-1 draw. But the next one we have locked in, Slovenia at home versus Cyprus. Slovenia, they're getting corners right now. Oh my God. Josip Ilicic. Header off the post. That's crazy, off the crossbar. We sent a little flyer in. You already know. First goal score, I think it was plus 400. Let's go. Can it hit live on the pod? Let's see. Now, we're going to skate over those. Those are my 9 o'clock ones. Now at 12 o'clock noon, we got Armenia at home versus Germany. Armenia 3-3 so far through qualifying rounds. 8 goals for, 16 goals given up. Germany, 8 wins, only 1 loss so far. 32 goals for, only 3 given up. So, coming off that 9-0 victory versus Liechtenstein. Rode them down the first time. Did not see that T in the middle. That's actually hard to pronounce. Liechtenstein. 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 That shit would be hectic. But Armenia, coming off a 5-0 loss at home versus North Macedonia. They've given up 8 goals in their last 3 home games. Germany's going to walk all over them. I think they were only minus. Where's that at? Let's kick things over to Europe. Minus 1,200. Damn. From minus 2,000 to minus 1,200. And Armenia, still plus 2,000. That's crazy it changed that much. But Germany, guaranteed to blow them out. And Liechtenstein, they got a red card early. Pretty much the main reason why they probably gave up half of those goals. But Germany clicking on all cylinders right now. Even though they're going on the road, I'm going to rock with them. Minus 2.5. And at plus 100 odds, beautiful value right there. Let's get it. Lock it in. And Germany, in their last meeting, they beat them 6-0 at home in September. So I'm rocking with them. Now we got Liechtenstein. How you say it? Maybe. But we got them at home versus Romania. Now, Liechtenstein, plus 3,300. Let's see if those odds have shifted at all. Where they at, though? Actually shifted just a little bit. To boys got the runny nostrils. Got the runny joints. Oh, wipe that quick. Back to business. And Romania, minus 3,300. Still a minus 3,300 favorite. That's crazy. 4-2-3 so far through qualifying rounds. 11 goals for, 8 goals given up for Romania compared to Liechtenstein. No wins so far. Have lost 8 of their games. 2 goals for, 32 goals given up off that 9-0 loss at Germany. That's absolutely insane. And for Romania, I think this minus 2.5 is a little much. They could get the job done. Their attacking play gets a lot of shots on target, but I don't know. Dominated their last game versus Iceland. I don't know how they didn't beat them. 23 shots to 7. 8 on target compared to 0 on target for Iceland. How'd they not win that game? That's crazy. Think they'll come back out, start scoring goals. They're going on the road. I don't think it matters in this one. I'm going to take Romania minus 2.5. Let's get it. Minus 125 on the money line. Let's see if that shifted. Nope, didn't shift at all. Still that. Let's get it. Haha. Now at 245, we got Portugal at home versus Serbia. Portugal minus 2. Is it still 225? Now minus 200 on the money line. At home versus Serbia. They went from plus 500 to plus 480 now. A little bit of a shift. I could see why. Both teams 5-2-0, haven't lost yet, and each team's basically even. Serbia's given up 4 more goals with 8, but each team have scored 16 goals, and Portugal coming off that 0-0 draw at Ireland, they'll be happy to be returning back home. Ronaldo, Jota, they're gonna be out there balling. I think Portugal, key stat to this one, 2+ goals scored in 4 straight home games, but they do give up goals. Serbia scoring 16 themselves so far, coming off a 3-1 win versus Azerbaijan. Oh, ripped it. That shit came out swinging. I dodged it. Straight ripped it. Let's get it. Cash. But Serbia, 2-4-0. 4 draws. Haven't lost any, but 4 draws in their last 6 away games. I'm thinking this game, it might finish in a 2-2 draw, which, if you like correct scores, look at that. 2-2 draw at plus 1400. Now, there's been over 2.5 goals in 4 out of the last 5 meetings, with 10 combined goals in their last 2 games. So, there could be goals left and right. Serbia, they got Kostic, bunch of players that could get out and attack. In Portugal, speak for themselves. I think there's definitely going to be goals. I can't call a winner, but we're going to lock in over 2.5. Let's get it. Now, the next one, we got Spain at home versus Sweden. Now, Spain, they were minus 334. I think this probably changed. Oh, still the same. Sweden, still plus 750 underdogs. Now, over under, did it shift? Actually jumped up from minus 125 to minus 138 now. I don't know if there's going to be that many goals in this game. I think Spain wins a close battle. Sweden won their last meeting 2-1, but they were at home. And Sweden losing 6 out of their last 8 away games. I don't think that bodes well for them. They are coming off a 2-0 loss on the road versus Georgia. Now, if you're losing 2-0 on the road, getting their shots in, but allowing Georgia to just get out and finish their chances, that's crazy. And Spain, they're coming off a 1-0. No chance. No chance. Let me look at that one more time. Oh, Slovenia with a goal. Who scored? Don't tell me it was Ilicic. Nah, it wasn't. Let's get it. 1 goal in 1 match. Salah. Let's get it, though. Both our folks hitting. Let's get it. Starting off early. Was it set up? Oh, was it offside? He was offside. Obviously offside. What? What the fuck is the line? What? Line judge? Line ref? Fuck is he doing? The flagsman? What is he doing? This is clearly going to go to VAR. We'll see that pop up in a second. But Spain, I think key stat to this one. Only 1 goal let up all time at home versus Sweden. I think that's in like 4 or 5 matches. I'm going to lock in Spain to get the job done. Gavi going to be out there saucing in the midfield. Lock him in. I think 1-0, 2-0 victory probably seems legit. And Sweden not scoring 1 goal on the road. Have to travel again to Spain. Come on. I don't think it's going to bode well for them. Even though they do got Isak. Even though they do got Forsberg. Ibrahimovic. I don't think they'll get the job done. So, we'll see what happens. But I think Spain guaranteed to win that game. Now, to end the soccer locks off, we got over in Brazil Serie A. Sao Paulo. At home. They've been playing well as of late. Plus 180 underdogs. Pretty close. But they're taking on Flamengo. Where this was a weird line to me. Hold up. If we go over here to Europe, actually we got to go to the Americas. Right? Flamengo plus 145. And I think they were plus 130. And then them to cover a half was plus 150. You see big odds shifted like that and big discrepancies. You got to be careful. And with this one, do they allow it? Yeah, see? Now we'll kick things back over here like karate. VAR offside. Come on, didn't need to take forever. Fuck. But we still got that chance for Ilicic to sauce him up with the left. But if you see discrepancies like that, obviously, you always have to try to pay attention to that shit and take what's going to boost your odds the most. And I don't know if Flamengo get the job done in this one. I don't know. I think they'll probably win. They scored 2+ goals in each of their last 4 games. So they're out there scoring goals. Gabigol, I don't think he got called to the Brazil national team, but I think Flamengo, they probably get the job done. Their last game, 3-0 victory, but where's that John at? Last game, 3-0 victory versus Bahia. But on the road, you gave up 2 goals to the team sitting in last place, to the team that only scored 26 goals on the year, to the team that's giving up 52 goals on the year. Come on. So, giving up those many goals, I'll probably stay away from a winner on this one. If I had to pick a winner, I'm obviously taking Flamengo -0.5, which means they have to win by at least 1 goal. But +150, I'll probably lock them in. But my absolute lock for this game, we rocking with the over 2.5. I think Sao Paulo, even though they're 8-14 and 9 on the year, only giving up 29 goals so far and unbeaten in their last 12 games at home. Those are big stats right there. But Flamengo scoring 2+ goals over their last 4 games, traveling on the road. If Gabigol starts, I'm going to lock in over 2.5. Guaranteed. Let's get it. Oh, the one just pop up. I think they took a goal off the board of Slovakia too. If y'all seen that live, I'm not sure. But let's get things over to Week 10. NFL Week 10. Let's go. Get a little drum roll for the dogs. Let's get it. Pro football. He said, I'm here to win football games. Let's get it. I can't believe it. I thought it was over. And then came back on the Panthers. Look at the 2 Panthers right there. Get them up. Let's get it. This hot chocolate about cold now. And that it is. Motherfucker. But let's get into it. You see all my locks right there for the soccer slate. We're going to go over here, clear that motherfucker out. Let's see what we could rock with for the NFL slate. Now, first game kicking off at 1 o'clock. We'll hit the 1 o'clock slate, jump into the 4 o'clock slate, and hit you with that Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football hit. Let's get it. And then we're going to end the show with my DFS locks and sleepers. Guaranteed to hit for sure. Let's get into it. What was going on in this game? Still 0-0. Mother hubba. That shit. Make sure that shit's spotting. On 5. Now at 1 o'clock, we got Dallas at home, favored by 8. They're taking on the Atlanta Falcons, who been playing decent as of late. Matt Ryan putting up some numbers. I think Atlanta probably covers, but I'm gonna stay away from. It's tough. I want to rock with the boys, but I think Atlanta, they'll cover that spread. See, fuck, it's tough. Now, you go over here, look at the team defenses. Let's hit it with that shit. Where they at, though? Boom. Now, I think key stat to this one, we'll look at Atlanta. Now, the rushing yards given up over the last 3. Atlanta, near the bottom half of the league, giving up 148 rushing yards per game over the last 3 games. Now you got Zeke coming in. Hasn't really performed over the last 2 weeks. I think he had 50 yards apiece over the last 2 weeks. But I think Dallas, I think they get back to that running game. They got Gallup returning. They're 3-1 at home, 6-2 on the year. Atlanta, 4-4 on the year, but they are 3-1 on the road, which is one of those key stats I think they might cover. But I think they cover. I'm going to stay away from it. I'm going to lock in Dallas. Minus 420. Adam, the guaranteed to win. I just think it might be a closer game than people think. And for a prop bet for this one, we got Zeke to get the job done on the ground. I got him over 75.5 rushing yards. Lock it in for sure. Now the next 1 o'clock game. Tennessee at home versus New Orleans. Now, Tennessee -3. New Orleans plus 140. Tennessee 7-2 on the year, 3-1 at home. New Orleans only 5-3 on the year, but 3-1 on the road. And that's just like Atlanta. Now shit. I think New Orleans, this is a really close spread. Now it almost doesn't make sense that it's so close, but I understand with Derrick Henry out, you lose just about half that offense. AP gonna get his touches. I think they got Foreman randomly in there. They got McNichols, Nichols in there. But I don't think the rush game and the run game is going to be too active. But Tannehill's going to have to get the job done. Now, New Orleans versus the pass lately, or even on the year. Hold on, let's look at this. 27th on the year, giving up 273 yards through the air. That's crazy. Now, over the last 3 weeks, still about the same, 270. I think Tannehill, even with Julio out, I think he'll get the job done. I think Tennessee comes out in this one. We're going to lock them in. I don't know if they'll cover the spread. I think this will be a close, low-scoring game, especially New Orleans. Missing Kamara. Jameis out for the year. Michael Thomas out for the year. I'm going to lock in Tennessee minus 160 to get the job done at home. And I'm going to rock with an under for the first time in a while. We're going to take the under 44 points. Let's see if that shifted. It done shifted. 43.5 now. That's a tough one. Now, fuck. Under 40. See, that half a point, it will come back and kill you. Now, we took the under 44. Yeah, I heard it here first. Under 43.5. If you do a straight up bet, which be kind of whack to do a straight up bet, so we ain't even gonna give it to you. But I would probably take a half a point there. Or if you do teasers, Titans, what? +3. If you take the under, what? 49.5. Guaranteed to hit. Now, this game's still 0-0, 35th minute. But the next 1 o'clock game, New England at home versus Cleveland. Now, New England favored by 2.5. Each team's missing their top running backs. Now, New England, 1-4 at home so far. All 4 of their losses have came at home. They're 5-4 on the year. Cleveland, 2-2 on the road, sitting 5-4 on the year also. Over under 45 points. Which way do you lean? Now, if we're looking at the stats and the yards given up, go over here, look at New England. Only giving up 201 yards through the air per game over their last 3 games. And then you look at on the ground, giving up 100 on the ground, sitting 14th, middle of the pack, in rushing yards given up. I think with Cleveland, they're going to stop the run. New England's run game is going to be basically irrelevant. I'd stay away from their running backs, even in fantasy. But I think Mac Jones gets it done here at home. Picks up the second victory of the year at home. And do they get it done now? Passing yards, Cleveland. Giving up 233 yards through the air per game over their last 3 games. Sitting 9th, but I think Mac Jones gets it done. So we're going to rock with the Patriots. Minus 140 on the money line. And I think this is going to be a close game. Low-scoring game. We're going to rock with the under 45 points. Let's get it. Rocking with unders this week. See what happens. Now, the last 1 o'clock game that we're going to pick, we got Buffalo on the road versus the Jets. Now, Buffalo favored by 13 points. Coming off that awful loss to Jacksonville. Who was it, 9-6? Come on. Now they're playing the Jets, who 2-6 on the year, but both their wins have came at home. And Jets plus 550. Imagine they get the job done. Mike White returning to the lineup. Imagine that. But I don't think they get the job done. I think this is a game where everybody's going to be all over the Jets to cover the spread. I think Josh Allen comes out this week, balls out, a little comeback game after that awful last week. And even though the Bills going on the road, they already deal with tough, cold environments. And yeah, they're playing the Jets and Mike White. I think people are going to be all over that. I think it's only like 60%. Hold up, look at it more in depth. I think it's about 66%. Last time I checked, maybe. See what's going on. See, 66% for Buffalo to cover. I think that's probably mainstream. That's a spread consensus pick, but shit, I don't know. I think this is one where they want you to pick the Jets, especially after Buffalo. Horrible week last week. Third time I said it. But that's crazy. How the fuck? Oh, Steelers looked into Odell Beckham. That would have been crazy. Tomlin. That would have been hectic, but maybe for the future. Give you live updates and shit. But for this game, we're going to rock with Buffalo. Minus 13 to cover the spread. They're only 2-2 on the road, but I think they get the job done. Blow the Jets out, especially in the division matchup. Make a little statement that, all right, last week, that was just some bullshit. And prop bet, Josh Allen, over under 286.5 passing yards. I think he gets that job done. Now the Jets through the air, awful. Giving up 317, that's 17 more yards through the air per game over the last 3 weeks than the next team. Awful secondary play. I think Josh Allen comes out, balls out, and that goes along with, now we won't give it away, but that goes along with another DFS selection. And I think he balls out. He might throw for 400 this game. We're going to lock him in. Over 286.5 passing yards. Now let's get to 4 o'clock. Wow. Chargers at home versus Minnesota. I think this is over under 53.5. Did that shift? It might have shifted to 54. Still at 53.5. It might still shift. But Chargers, 5-3 on the year. Minnesota, 3-5 on the year. But Minnesota, 1-3 on the road compared to the Chargers, only 2-2 at home. I think the Chargers get this job done. But both teams awful versus the run. Now we'll go look at it. Minnesota actually pretty bad. 147 yards given up on the ground over the last 3 weeks. Chargers, 168. giving up on the ground over the last 3 weeks. Chargers worst rush defense. Minnesota sitting 30th. I think both running backs get the job done in this week. I think it's going to be points all over, especially with Kirk and Herbert both having targets out there and weapons that could catch whatever's thrown their way. Mike Williams, Keenan, Jefferson, Thielen, along with running games. Now, for the prop bets, we got 2 prop bets for this game also. We're going to lock in the Chargers to get the victory at home, minus 170 on the money line. I don't know about them covering that 3.5, but I think, did that shift at all? See, now it's at 3. People going Minnesota. Now, I'm thinking, I'm thinking Cook, Dalvin Cook on the ground. He just rushed for what? 100, I think he rushed 110 yards on like 20-something rushes. Boom. 110 yards, 17 rushes versus Baltimore last week. Now he's going up against the worst rush defense. Lock him in all your DFS lineups. Over 90.5 rush yards. That might have even shifted. Dalvin Cook is probably going to shift up maybe 91, 92.5. I think he runs for at least $1 today. I'm locking him in over 90.5. And Austin Eckler seems like he goes 1 week on, 1 week off. We're hitting the over 100 both rushing and receiving yards. Last week he didn't hit. This week going up against Minnesota, where one of the worst rush defenses. And when you look at them versus the pass, 16th, middle of the pack throughout the year. But over the last 3 weeks, giving up 260 yards through the air per game. So I'm thinking Austin Eckler, he's going to eat in this game. Over 101.5. That's easy for him. We're going to lock that in. Over 101.5 rushing and receiving yards. Let's lock it in. Let's get it. Let's have a day. Oh, Ilicic. Saucing up. Saucing up. Let's get it. The next one we got. Huge game I'm looking forward to. Probably game of the week. Green Bay at home versus Seattle. Now, Green Bay favored by 3.5. If we look at this one. Oh, that shifted also to 3. Getting closer on these spreads. 3 points this week. Now, Green Bay 7-2 on the year. 3-0 at home. Seattle 3-5 on the year. But 2-3 on the road, which 2 out of their 3 wins so far coming on the road. That might play well into it, but I'm thinking Green Bay gets that job done. Going from minus 175 to minus 170 now on the money line. Over under 49.5. Probably hits the over, but I'm going to stay away from it. Packers at home. Seattle traveling to Lambeau. Russell, first game back. Rodgers, missing last week because of COVID and all that fuck shit. Back again. Let's get it. Let's get it. I think this is going to be a huge game. Now, Green Bay. Motherfucker. Devontae Adams out there. Cobb, Lazard. Now, Big Bob Tani. What happened to Bobby? What happened to Big Bobby Tani? What the... Bruh. Absolute shit in the bed this year. Straight shitty boots. Oh, they're getting crosses in. 4 minutes of added time. Could we get it? Let's get it. But Bob Tanya, come on. Does he step up in this game versus Seattle? He had that pin removed from his finger. Is Russ going to be out there cooking? Metcalf. Oh, Carson's out though. Carson, he's out for Seattle. I think it's gonna be a big piece. Oh, maybe a one-time shit. Maybe on the volley. That boy hit it one time for him. Oh, crossing, little cross join. Little cross John. But yo, Green Bay, I think they get the job done. Take on -175 on the money line at home. Now to get into the Sunday night game and the Monday night game. Before we get to DFS, we got Las Vegas Raiders at home versus Kansas City. Divisional matchup, AFC West. This shit's about to get hectic. Now Vegas Raiders, 3-1 at home, 5-3 on the year. But look at them last week. Now, where the game at? Where the Derek Carr, not horrible on the year. Not doing too bad. But coming off that loss versus the Giants on the road, play pretty shitty. Now 3-1 at home, I think that's gonna bode well for them. You got Kansas City, 5-4 on the year. Backs on the ropes now. You get into that second half of the season, 5-4. Not in first place in the AFC West. This is not a familiar feeling for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, 2-2 on a roll. I think that's crazy. I think that shit's wild. Because it doesn't really, I don't know, it doesn't really matter when you got a $500 million man behind the center. And I'm thinking, coming off back-to-back wins, they beat the Giants at home. Beat Green Bay, which they probably, depending on who you talk to, they probably could have lost that game, even though Rodgers didn't play. Now, blown out by Tennessee, 27-3 in their last road game. Beat Washington, 31-13 in the game before that. Got straight stomped. At home versus Buffalo. That's how their last 5 games have been going. And I don't know if they get the job done here. But the Vegas Raiders, let's go look at some defense. Vegas, where they at? Oh, top. Did I pass them? Did I pass them 2 times? There they are. Only giving up 210 yards through the air over the last 3 games, sitting 5th in the league total. Solid secondary right there. They did just release that dude on net though. That boy was holding them shits. He was out blow your shit off if you come over here. I promise you. But then he picked up all his weapons and he said, "I am ready if you come to the front door." Just know that. That shit's hectic. But dealing with all the bullshit, Vegas still finding ways to get wins. Do they get another victory? Do they cover that 2.5 spread? I'm not sure. I think Kansas City in a surprise game. I think people are going to be going against Kansas City, especially because they're on the road and it's a divisional matchup and based on how they've been playing lately. But I think they get the job done here. Divisional matchup, huge win on the road. -145, I'm locking in the Kansas City Chiefs. Now my last lock of the week, we got Monday Night Football, 8:15, San Francisco at home versus the LA Rams. Now the 49ers, up and down this year. 3-4 on the year. Haven't won a game at home yet. Rams, just the opposite. 7-2 on the year. 4-0 on the road. Haven't lost a game on the road yet. Now, I think this is another one. Odell Beckham just signed to the Rams. Huge news. Now, they're saying he's just going to be returning punts. If he returns one to the house, that shit will be fucking sick. But I'm thinking the Rams, 4-0 on the road. I think everyone's going to be rocking with them. Only favored by 3.5 is close. It's a road game. They did not play well in that last game. Now they got straight mushed. Straight mushed by the Titans. What was the end of score of that game? 28-16 at home. Beat Houston 38-22. Let up a couple late tutties. But first loss in a while. I think it's going to shake things up a little bit. McVay, hell of a coach. I don't think he's going to let it shake him up too much. But I think division game going on the road. We're going to rock with the 49ers plus 3.5. I think they get the job done. The Rams haven't had the best secondary. Von Miller not going to play yet. And the Rams, see, giving up almost 250 yards through the air per game. It's only 227 over the last 3, but I think shit. San Francisco giving up, 162 on the ground. Look for Darrell Henderson to have a hell of a game. Now, if we look at the Rams, what Rams up there, only 83 per game on the ground. Rams probably get the job done, but I think it's going to be a closer game than people think. And San Fran plus 3.5, guaranteed lock. Now let's head over to the DFS slate. Let's get this shit rocking. Now this shit, some fire. Now, speaking of some fire, going into this cooking, I don't know if I shouted him out yet, but shout out JB on the beat. That boy be getting busy. If you want any beats, yo, this is just one of them. He got the packages. He got packages for you. We're gonna let the beat rock a little bit through the background as we go through our DFS based on DraftKings numbers. Now, when we say numbers, we're talking about how much they're priced. And QB, let's get right into it. QB lock of the week, Josh Allen, 7,900 on the road versus the Jets. Now, Jets, already went over that a little bit when we hit the game coverage. Now, Jets 30th versus the pass, giving up 317 yards through the air per game over their last 3 games. Look for Josh Allen to bounce back, lock him in. 7,900, lock him into your lineup. Matt Ryan, sleeper of the week for me. Only 6,000 on the road versus Dallas. Dallas, 25th ranked pass defense, giving up 270 yards through the air per game. Matt Ryan, perfect sleeper for this week. Now Dalvin Cook, Austin Eckler, locks for my running backs. Now Dalvin Cook, 8,000. Eckler, 7,600. That's tough. Now hold up. Let's see if we can do this quick without it showing the motherfucking. There we go. Oh shit, you just see the chocolate symbol in the bottom. But draft now, let's get it. Let's get it. Look at the running backs. See, we're gonna try to put a lineup together live. Boom, we hit Josh Allen. Running backs is gonna be tough. Tough to have Dalvin Cook. You want your cake and you can't eat it too. Not all the time. But I'm thinking Cook and Eckler. I think Cook outperforms him. But Eckler could always give you those catches and boost that performance. So maybe Eckler's the lock. But the other sleeper, not really a sleeper, but I think only 50 yards over the last 2 weeks. You look at Ezekiel Elliott at home. I think he's guaranteed to put in work. Now, under 100 yards in his last 3. Actually, under 70 yards in his last 3. Hit over in week 4 and week 5 versus Carolina and the Giants. I'm thinking versus Atlanta, who 24th ranked versus the rush, giving up 148 yards per game on the ground over the last 3 games. I think Zeke guaranteed to get it done. 7,000. I think that's perfect right there. So, getting over to the wideouts where we got strictly sleepers. It's tough to pick a top wideout this week. I want A.J. Brown, but you know Marcus Lattimore over there. Shit. I think Thielen, maybe. What? To pick a top wideout, Claypool, Deontay Johnson's going to be obviously the top target over there, but will he get doubled more? He's a beast, though. He's shifty. He could get around it. Pittman, I think he's an obvious pick, but T.Y. Hilton returning, will it impact his performance? All those things you got to take into account. Now, Kirk. I think Kirk versus Carolina secondary, who's been solid all year. Only giving up 150 through the air over the last 3 weeks. Carolina, number 2 ranked pass defense. Kyler, probably not going to play. Hop, probably not going to play. I think Kirk eats in the slot. I think he gets a lot of catches, maybe not for a lot of yards. He might sneak in for a tutty, but A.J. Green returning. So that puts somebody on the outside for Kirk to eat more. And I think it might work in his favor. So Kirk, solid play, but my sleeper for the wideout position. The first one, we got Cole Beasley, 5,200 on the road versus the Jets. Double stack with Josh Allen. You look at the Jets, horrible secondary, and then you look at Cole Beasley, 33 targets with 25 catches over his last 3 weeks. Now, last game, 8 catches, 33 yards. 4.1 average, that's like a running back. Little sketchy, but you look at the 2 games previous, had over or almost 200 combined yards. I think guaranteed to get the job done in this game. I think he eats versus the Jets, and if Mike White could put up a couple tutties, it could make it a back and forth game early on. So Cole Beasley, think he gets the job done. Lock him in, sleeper wide out. And my next sleeper, Jerry Judy. Now 5,300 at home versus Philly. Philly secondary, the 12th ranked, but they've been giving up 283 on average over the last 3 games. I think Judy gets it done here. You look at Noah Fant. What's Noah Fant been doing? Noah Fant. Shit. 4 targets, 8 yards. Come on. 7 targets game previous. But Tim Patrick 8 last week. I think Fant being healthy and being an option out there, he has to get accounted for by the defense. Tim Patrick, questionable for this game. He might not play as much, so it could open up more opportunities for Judy. Now, it all depends if they rely on the run game more. But versus Philly, pretty sure they got a good run defense too. Philly only giving up 88 on the ground per game over the last 3 games. Their run defense been balling. So I don't know if they get that run defense going. They're gonna have to pass the ball or get that run game going. They're gonna have to pass the ball with Bridgewater. I think Judy at 5,300. I think that is great value. One of my sleepers. Lock him in. I almost wanted to hit the lock again, but that boy, I think he's guaranteed. Put him in there because when you're taking expensive players like Allen and Cook, I think you're gonna have to draw down. You're gonna have to get some value. Find that in there. I think this for sure. Judy. If we go over the tight end, my tight end lock of the week, he's the top dog. Kyle Pitts. Guaranteed versus Dallas. Now, Matt Ryan's he's gonna get his. I don't know how much, but he's gonna get some tutties. Throw for at least like 260, 270. And Pitts being the top target, especially with you got Ridley out. They don't really have any weapons out wide out. Couple low-key players was Zacchaeus and Gage. Couple low-key players, really not productive. Kyle Pitts, top dog over there. They're gonna key in on him. If they put Trayvon Diggs on him, that'll be a hell of a fucking battle. But I think Pitts getting hyper targeted. Look at him. Yeah, at least 6 targets in his last 5 games, which 4 of those games over 7, 3 of those games at least 8. Gets targeted left and right. Hasn't found the end zone in 3 weeks, so I think think he's just about due. So I'm going to lock him in to get the job done. We're rocking with him this week. Most expensive tight end. We're going to try to see if the formula, right? Taking expensive players, taking a low-key player, right? Took almost the top dog in Josh Allen. Kyle Pitts is the top dog. So let's see. Defense and special teams. Sleeper for this week. I'm thinking Carolina. Now, it's not just because I'm a homer, right? Carolina, Cam Newton returning. Said it's not just about a Cinderella story. It's about getting victories. I'm here to win football games. Come on. I think Carolina on the road versus Arizona. Colt McCoy, yeah, he did pretty decent last week. He actually did pretty fucking surprising. Now, look at his statistics. Little statistics. Threw for 250. Completed 22 of 26. Okay, 85% completion percentage. 1 tutty through the air. Ran for 23 yards. Okay, it's not bad. It's not bad right there. Played decent. Got the victory. Right? For sure. I'm pretty sure they stomped him, right? Yeah. Beat San Fran without Kyler. That's crazy. But I think at home versus Carolina and that defense, that secondary don't play around. They aren't going to let James Conner just run all over him. Chase Edmonds on IR. Placed on injured reserve. Not eligible to return until mid-December. Now, Benjamin, James Conner, they're going to lock them motherfuckers down too. Carolina's guaranteed to cover that game. I don't think we hit that game. That's another lock. Carolina plus 9.5 guaranteed. And if Cam don't see the field, I'll be surprised. But if he does, I would be surprised also. That shit would be hectic. Imagine you get signed Thursday, you in the building for the first time Friday, and you playing on Sunday. Imagine that. That's hectic. Shout out to Funky Friday, that boy. Let's get it. I think he was flying in a PJ in his last one. That's hectic. But Slovenia, Cyprus, 0-0 at half. Second half about to start. Can Ilicic get a goal? Let's see. But that wraps up the DFS guaranteed locks and sleepers of the week. NFL Week 10 locks. Cam's back. That shit almost don't even seem real. It almost don't even seem real. 6 hitters last week. I couldn't believe that. Correct. Predicting the correct score, 2-1. In that Bayern game, the last goal, dude hit. Backing him down right, getting position, boom, let the ball go by. Perfect shot. Beat Manuel Neuer. That's crazy. That's crazy. To beat that top goalkeeper like that, amazing. That shit was hectic. So, let's get us out of here. Shout out JB on the beat. You already know that boy be kicking it like karate. Let's get it. High stakes takes back again. Let's have a Sunday. Let's get it.